Father Benjamin said to please say the opening prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Almighty and the living God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for making the 12th inaugural lecture of the university possible. We ask you, Lord, to be with the presenter, deal with all of us, and may this ceremony be to your own better glory and for our own sanctification through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son,
Thank you very much, Father Benjamin. You may be seated, ladies and gentlemen. While the procession was in motion, we were able to recognize all the dignitaries here present so that it will not cut into the time. But for the high table, permit me to recognize, starting from my right, Professor Gozie Owodo, who is the Dean, Faculty of Law and the University Orator. Thank you. Next to him is Professor Modesta Egi Basa of the University. Next to her is the Dean, Faculty of Management and Social Sciences, and the Chairman of the Inaugural Lecture Committee, Professor Sejus Ude. I want to briefly mention Professor Ozofor. He will be introduced to you at the appropriate time by the University Orator. I skip the next person and go to the end to welcome the Dean, the Provost, College of Medicine, Professor Frank Agwakasa. You're very warmly welcome. Next to him is the University Librarian, Dr. Mrs. Juliana Iwu James. Ma'am, you're welcome. And next to him, next to her, is the Registrar of the institution, Dr. Nandi Sonny Ene. And joining us all the way from America is the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council of this great institution, Professor Wachuku Okeke. Very warmly welcome. I need to introduce the next person to you. This is a man who has dreamt dreams. His dreams were concretized and were palpable. This is a man who has raised the bar in institutional administration. He keeps breaking his own record. This is a man who stands on the tripod of cultural, epistemological, and spiritual dialogue. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man who has pioneered and shot this university from a no-go area into the third position in Webometrics ranking in the whole of Nigeria. Let me hear Prof. Thank you very much. I want to also mention to you, he's the most entrepreneurial Vice Chancellor of the fastest growing university in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Reverend Father Professor Christian Aneke. Father, you are very warmly welcome. Thank you so much. May I now invite the Vice Chancellor for his opening remarks. For the Vice Chancellor, please. Thank you.
It is not easy to be Vice Chancellor because you hear what you have done and what you have not done. The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of Prof. University, Professor Christian Wachukwu, the Principal Officers of our university, professors of our university, members of the academic staff, members of the administrative staff, the chairman, the president of the Traditional Rulers Council of Enugu State, Igwe Ambassador IGBO, and all traditional rulers here present, Reverend fathers, Reverend sisters in different colors and shapes, I salute you all. Then, my two French from Austria, please, for them that are speaking to see my French. Professor, Dr. Hubert Hasanawa is the president of Africa Uninet. In collaboration of African University and Austrian University, he is the president and former Vice Chancellor of the University of Life Sciences, Vienna. The first time in Nigeria. He's been to other African countries, but the first time in Nigeria. When I told him last time, as a board member, you have to visit Nigeria. I'm a member of the African Union, a board member of the African Union. That's what him. You have to see Nigeria because I'm contesting for this conference next year, or 2 years, or whatever it comes. I have to see because so he's here. And interestingly, waited at the airport before I arrived to give him what we welcome you. Thank you, the Then, a very good friend of mine, a professor of medicine, one of the best heads in the field of medicine today, working with space and earth, between heaven and earth. That is his area of medicine. He has gone beyond human medicine to space medicine and all that. Professor Nato Joshua. You are going to hear a lot about this man. He did his first primary school, secondary school, and first degree in Nigeria. His father was working in Nigeria, his father and India was working in Nigeria then. And after his first degree, he went to study the master PhD, and he's a professor of medicine in Austria, married to a beautiful Austrian lady. Fantastic. I met him just once on Zoom, had a meeting. And this man with an electric brain, I call him, was able to recognize me at the airport. He had not met me physically, just Zoom meeting. And someone walked up me and said, Professor, I looked at him, said, how can you just recognize me, even from behind? And that's the person who's going to give you a convocation lecture. If you miss this year's convocation, you have missed everything, I bet you. Because it's going to tear medicine apart. And so he's breaking it down to the lower, to the minimum. So you understand what it's all about. Prof, we welcome you to the study. So and then my students in your beautiful color. Go!
Great!
Go!
Great!
Very good. I'm glad you're all here. Those of you in natural sciences, especially the field of the science of mathematics. We are here for what a university is known for. Well, number one is research. Number one assignment of the university is research. Number two assignment is teaching. Number three, community service. When you give an inaugural lecture, you show that you are a researcher in the university. Every inaugural lecture comes from deep research, and that is precisely why we're here. And it is happening in the field of mathematics, the first time in the field of mathematics. So you are pioneering the inaugural lecture in mathematics. Any other person here will come second. Any other person second in this particular field. So you have become the Pope in this particular area. So we're great, we're happy to have you, Professor Ozofor. For some of us, it's going to be like talking Greek. Some of us are not coming from the field of mathematics. But I believe you have something to understand. The whole idea of zero. Okay? The whole idea. Because I have to ask, what is zero? What is it? What does it mean? I mean, philosopher, what is zero? Okay? But he's talking from the point of view of mathematics, not from the point of view of philosophy. Now, mathematics. Maybe some philosophical background to that. And they bring you something that is interesting, ethnomathematics. Ethnomathematics. In fact, and the concept of zero in Igbo traditional numeracy. This is so fascinating. He is Prof mathematics to speak Igbo. Mathematics understands Igbo and the ideas of Igbo. This is what is called us. You get the idea and bring it down to your culture so that all goes around you. I've always said a good scholar is somebody who can go to the moon and come down to the earth. Somebody who can teach his course at all levels. PhD level, master's level, first degree level, NCE level, secondary school, primary school, nursing school, pre-nursing school. That's what we're doing. So if you can do this, then you're a professor indeed. But if you're a professor who will say, I teach only a class, you are not a professor. Because you can decide to confuse people. A professor does not confuse. He can give you complicated ideas. You can break it down to show you I am the master in this field. And this is precisely what Ozofor is going to do today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this fascinating area of our studies, mathematics. And I hope that he will entertain us with his rich ideas. Congratulations.
Opening remark. It's my pleasure to invite Professor Ozofor, who is also the Dean, Faculty of Law and Professor of Environmental Law, to read the citation of the inaugural lecturer. Please.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me crave your indulgence to continue with the protocol already well established for this program. I am going to read the citation of Professor Michael Ozofor. Professor Michael Ozofor was born on 17th September 1963. He hails from Amokwe Uboji, Ngbo, in Udi local government area of Enugu State. Young Ndidiamaka Ozofor started his academic journey from Uputa Ezema Primary School from 1970 to 1976. From there, he proceeded to Fatima High School in Agomowa from 1976 to 1981. He graduated from high school with a certificate from the West African Examination Council. From 1982 to 1985, he attended the Institute of Management and Technology in Enugu and bagged a diploma upon graduation. Still in search of more education, Ndidiamaka applied 1985 by the prestigious University of Nigeria, Nsukka, to study statistics education. In 1990, he graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Statistics Education. In 1991, he continued his quest for more education by enrolling for a master's program in his alma mater. In 1993, he graduated with a Master of Arts in Mathematics Education. Still not saturated, Ndidiamaka applied to his alma mater again and was admitted in 1995 to pursue a doctoral program in science education with specialization in mathematics. In 2001, Ndidiamaka earned his Doctor of Philosophy in Science Education. His work experience. Professor Ndidiamaka Michael Ozofor has held many positions in the academia as follows. He was a senior lecturer, mathematics, physics, in PPSMB planning. He was a senior lecturer in the Institute of Ecumenical Education. He was a consultant in the National Institute of Technology and Management, Southeast. He was the head of department, Mathematics, Computer, Godfrey Okoye University. He was a senior lecturer, Department of Science Education, Maths, College of Education, Michael Opara University, Umudike. He was an adjunct professor, Industrial Mathematics and Statistics, Enugu State University. He was a coordinator of mathematics program in Godfrey Okoye University. And finally, he is now a professor of mathematics, computer science, Godfrey Okoye University. Can we give a round of applause, please? His publications and membership. Professor Ndidiamaka has published in many national and internationally reputable journals and is currently a member of the following professional bodies. Member, Mathematics Association of Nigeria, MNN. Member, Science Teachers Association of Nigeria, STAN. He has attended so many conferences, including First International Conference on Global Warming, Climate Change Mitigation and Nuclear Threats, entitled Climate Change and Mitigation in National Development. Also attended Advanced Digital Appreciation Program for Tertiary Institutions, ADAPTI, Digital Bridge Institute, International Center for Information and Communication Technology Studies. He also attended the 53rd Annual Conference of Mathematical Association of Nigeria, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Kaduna, entitled Mathematics for Entrepreneurship and Job Creation in Nigeria. He also attended the Mathematical Association of Nigeria 52nd Annual National Conference entitled Mathematics as a Tool for Research, Technology, Leadership and Service to Humanity. Professor Ozofor is also a recipient of many honors and awards. Some of them include the following: Leadership Award, First Prize IGBO Provost Award, Second Prize Enugu Diocesan Cultural Competition Award, Liberal Arts Awards of ICE and ESUT, Excellent Teacher Award by the PG students, ESUT, Community Service Award by the Rotary Club of ICE, Best Mathematics Pedagogic Award, Southeast, by Longman International Limited, Lagos, Higher Education Development Award by Nigerian People's Society and Resources Group, Lagos. Finally, Merit Award by the Ave Maria Schools, Ngwo. Another round of applause for him, please. Community service. Professor Ozofor has contributed to his community and society in so many ways, including the following. Firstly, he designed and supervised the construction of the first 3 laboratories Used for the takeoff of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Ozofor University. He also initiated and set up the mathematics laboratory of Ozofor University in 2012. He designed and constructed a blackboard and a trapezoidal rule model for teaching integral calculus with his former student, Mr. Anigweze C. He was the headquarters scout commissioner for Enugu State, coordinator of Human Life Protection League Enugu, member board of governors Community Secondary School Ngwono, the assistant president, Pontifical Association of the Holy Childhood Enugu Diocese, member, Governing Council, Luxembourg University, Afura Umuahia, Abia State. Professor Ozofor's lobbies, long race, reading, and scouting. He is married to Mrs. Gertrude Ndidi Ozofor, and their marriage is blessed with 3 children. At this point, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome our 12th inaugural lecturer,
which is the Vice Chancellor, the members of management, this great and a noble university, Prof. University, the God's own university. I salute you. Well, the orator made a tremendous remark, and I'm very happy and feel, I don't know, I feel overwhelmed for what he just said. I like a very quiet one. I don't want to know, people to know that I can do something. But I thank God. Other people said that Oyinalu, that is goodness begets goodness. This opportunity given to me is not because I am so fantastic, but it's because of goodness. The last man will say, Gina dignity civi civile. Yes. So my great grandfather, I say, Oyi Yakwaru, to my pro-chancellor, Oyi Yakwaru, you come well. Goodness will get you because you've been giving goodness. For giving us an opportunity to talk here, to discuss mathematics, or if you don't know, for being here with us. Thank you. So the topic is ethnomathematics and the concept of zero in Igbo traditional numeracy. You see, with the evolution of the natural phenomenon, there appears unscriptability that the chart of human mind, the human mind becomes incomprehensible. remains dimensionless. At this point, only one thing remains comprehensible, and that forms a force which pushes man to pursue good, face good, while pushes evil away from him. Evil will fly away. The Latin man will say, bonum facentum, ex procequentum, ex malo vitantum. See, but the pursuit of this good goal is not always smooth. You want to pursue good, face it, and avoid evil. It's not easy. Because, like Plato said, our progress here is through trouble and care. Our egress has been naked and baked, and our egress will be nobody knows when. But if you do well here, you will do well there. That is Plato the philosopher. And so, because he's talking about our egress, is in the theory of known and unknown. Yes, you are born, you know you are working, but you don't know when you will go. That is known unknown theory. But we have a mathematical conclusions in this D2. What are the conclusions? That if you do well here, you will do well there. We have conclusions. We have conclusion that whatever one conceives and believes in this world, that's the person will achieve. Whatever you conceive and believe, you will achieve it. Then, achieving it is what we call in Igbo land, things are in pains. St. Louis Marie de Montfort said, no pain and no palm, or no palm without pain, no crown without glory, no throne without throne, and no cross without crown. That's what St. Louis Marie said. Things in the world are intense. There is also an old adage that says, "Nihil mutaribus dato sine labore," nothing without labor. So you have to labor for it. If you want the palm, you work for it with pain and you get it. You want the cross, then you want the crown, then you work for the cross and get it. That's what they said. When somebody gives a little bit of something to others, and others give a little bit of it, then they compromise the stock. When they compromise the stock, this compromise, we have a hallmark of the progressive society, which every professor wishes to achieve, wishes to engineer, wishes to encourage, and wishes to observe in his lifetime. Then, Professor Ozofor, like other professors, may be shouting, "Eureka! Eureka! Eureka! I found it! I found it! I found it!" A serious inquirer will ask, "What did you find?" If you have found it, what did you find? Professor Ozofor has found happiness in some aspects of teaching, learning, and reducing mathematics abstractions into complete evidence for the proper growth of man. From 2009, I've been working in this university and other universities. I served, and I'm still serving as a mathematics and statistics clinic to different people at different levels. You know I'm saying the truth. So from century to century and from generation to generations, many scientists thought about and made frantic efforts in defining and rather explaining what mathematics is and what it ought to be. Some saw it as a process of determining quantities. or estimating values that you find is and group. Others explain mathematics as a science of space and numbers. Some view it and its broadness as necessarily large and unrestricted, like Renan Descartes. Some astronomers and earth scientists felt that the subject of mathematics deals with properties of trajectories, forecasting, predicting, formatting, measuring, dissecting, counting, relationships, the circulation of matter in wherever place and in the position and wherever position they appear. Mathematics is viewed as unending activities without restrictions by some others. For some others, it's an interrelationship and relationships and combination of ideas for decisions as they involve in adult functioning life in his or her practical use of numbers, say for domestic and business endeavors, and further mathematical knowledge that thinking on where we are going to do and how we are going to do it. Mathematical gestures obtained by induction, how you do this, sequential. Mathematics will teach you that. Even when some are afraid and they say mathematics is hard, yet you are not afraid of counting your money. You are not afraid of trading in the market. When somebody wants to cheat, you say, no, this one is not the correct thing. It is what's supposed to be. So I think if we have a minor mathematics, we will like it. So people will like to do mathematics if it is minor mathematics. But then minor is part of mathematics. Mathematics as a culture of man has afforded man the opportunity to know and assess things, assess objects within his immediate and remote environment. That is ethnomathematics. A disciplined and ordered pattern of life is gained through the culture of mathematics. The usefulness of repeated observations in making inquiries, the hypothetical format in relating with people, and in linking one idea to another idea are all aspects of mathematical communication of human culture. Approaching problems from shortcuts, what we call algorithm, in computer science, they are all mathematics. Applying precise models in solving human problems, instead of going to this place, instead of going through this one, climbing this to go to the place, you prefer to go this one and get that. That is mathematical. Yes. You want the precise way of doing it, solving your problem. Instead of going to Anisha to buy this and that, you check the money that it will cost you for your transport. And now, if you buying it in Enugu, you will just have 20 naira or 200 naira to go to Enugu. Because the money to go to Anisha is higher than going to Enugu. That is not mathematical. The man's ability to graduate from random thoughts, trial and error method, guesswork approach of solving problems to a systematic, objective-oriented and analytic procedure of solving problems in modern times, it's evident that mathematics is communicating the culture of man. You hear this university says, where is the evidence? That is mathematical. When Israel was born in 1754, by the mob. After the Shua in the war, your father said, his grandfather told him that your father and his children are black. The mob said, how can we continue with this Shua of the day? Why not find the evidence before you say it? That's the origin of where is the evidence. And the research started in 1754 with empirical evidence. mathematics has become the central focus of all scientific investigations and studies. Mathematics is the only language of culture common to all studies involving human development. It was observed that ethnomathematics is no other than the mathematics of the indigenous cultural group. This type of mathematics includes mathematics of the non-illiterate people or non-literate people. Non-literate. They are operating on ethnomathematics. They use it. You want to teach your child how to get change. Because if you go and buy so and so, the child comes back and say, how much change do you get? You are teaching the child that when you go and buy, price it and get a change. You want to make a basket. You get the thing, you get the string you get from the palm tree. You start by going around, forming the base, which is a certain type of structure. You build it up and it becomes a cylinder. You want a big basket, that one basket is a cylinder. Supposing you want to teach a child cylinder and you bring a basket maker, or you know how to make it and you are doing it with the child, and the child is seeing how it's growing, and the boy puts his dilemma. The child will know what about a cylinder. He knows what it is. That is ethnomathematics. Now, each cultural group borrows something from another cultural group for better development. This is where you feel that Igbos have their own cultural mathematics, which must be related to their background. This is because cultural mathematics is not only there to them, but that it is their way of conquering their environment, thereby causing a better relationship. We will still talk about in the relationship between the father and the son. What happens? In ethnomathematics, activities, both male and female members of the cultural group manifest in their different ways of carrying out these mathematical activities, which are exposed in their dedication and interest as manifested in those activities they perform. The activities may be of the arts. You are doing arts, you are drawing. If you are drawing, you are doing arts. You want to form a human being. You want to draw a human being to represent the reality. Then you are making hairstyle. You don't know that the hairstyle men are doing it now. They are charts. They are drawing charts on somebody's head. Charts of different shapes. Then you think of drawing on patterns. They are all mathematical. I know if you ask Aloysius here, a lot of patterns in the museum, they are all mathematics. Some of them are rectangle, some are circles, some are squares, some are trapezoidal rules, trapezoidal structures. People go there and watch. That is what is museum. That is not it. But why people love museum more than we do? If you tell an African man who is hungry to go and watch museum, he will tell you, my friend, wait. Let me do this first. That was then we are saying that it is cultural mathematics. They overseas the money. Then you have the craft works, so many craft works. Equals mathematical. How will somebody prepare ogene? You know ogene. You go in front. They look at the bed, the kite, and try to, mimic, design the tail of the egg, and it becomes a gun. You see, if you have two ways, and the egg has two parts of each tail. Why the two parts? God made it that because it has two parts, it can never fail. If one is failing, the other one carries it. That is nature. That is nature. God didn't want his nature to fail. let's look at zero. Let's look at what zero is saying. Zero is an important number in mathematics. It started with Muhammad ibn al-Khawarizmi in the 5th century. He started using zero as a placeholder. When he has nothing to place, he said let zero be there. And we started using zero. Zero as a quantity is nothing. But first of all, we say that inside the nothing there is something. That's philosophers. No, when we get to the Igbo concept of it, you know that Igbo man will not take when there is nothing, there is something. Igbo man will want something, not nothing. Well, in the numerical series, the number series, Igbo is at the center, zero is at the center. It's not negative, it's not positive. I think the Bible said if you are not hot and you are not cold, you better be thrown away. But well, we are not there in the Bible now. Zero represents a place with no amount of quantity. It is called null, 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 or nil, or empty. It is also called disambiguation. Zero is in the mind, but is not in the sensory world. That is because no one can do anything with zero. Because it has no value. You wouldn't want anybody who will not have value to your life. Anybody who will like your have a friend who has no value to his life. Raise up your hand. Nobody. You want somebody that can add something. Even in the university, if somebody is not adding a value to the university, that means show the way out. I don't know, but I know. So, when you multiply any number with zero, the result is always zero. 5 times 0, 0. So you render 5 useless by multiplying it with 0. Yes. 10 times 0, 0. 100 times 0, 0. So if your friend is 0, sorry. If you divide any number, any value by 0, the value is called in mathematics undefined. And when you say undefined in mathematics, it means nothing. 0. So that is the issue with 0. Well, the Americans, the European world, the Scandinavian mathematics, the German mathematics, yes, they have 0 as a placeholder. But once they use the 0 for anything, they take response to 0. If you make 0 a power of anything, that thing remains easier. So 0 raised to power 100 is 1. The 100 is there, it responds to 1. So you better not raise any number to power 0. If you raise a person to power 0, the person remains himself. You will never change. You will never develop. You will never rise. But like I said, the one who introduced 0 in numerical series, in mathematical line, Muhammad of Khawarizmi, followed by his master, Brahman Gupta, applied 0 in algebra in 628 BC. Why? They said, if you want a number to remain, but you want to make the number 2, or you want to operate what you call mathematical signs, mathematical operation, plus, minus, division and multiplication, just use 0. So something like this, you say 0 plus 5 plus 0, you get 5. So 0 is just there. 5 minus 0 is 5. 0 is just there. Ladies and gentlemen, in algebra we say you can equate 0 to some other thing. You only want to make sure that nothing is there. So when others are moving to it, they move with nothing. They just come there and stay. The zero means nothing for them. We will meet it later. Ladies and gentlemen, this lecture is live, and I was advised to make sure I got some of them so that you cannot sleep here. So let's go to the crux of the matter, ethnomathematics. Is it generally as a broad cluster of ideas ranging from distinct numerical and mathematical systems to multicultural mathematics in education, or in engineering, or in arts? But it's a culture, it's a way people use mathematics and solve their cultural problems. The goal is to contribute both to the understanding of culture and the understanding of mathematics, and can be led to the appreciation of the connections between them. Some see it as mathematics or people's culture. Some yet see it as an association or function of mathematics and culture. There are 6 important dimensions of ethnomathematics. They can be cognitive, they can be conceptual, they can be educational, they can be epistemological, they can be historical, they can be political. For instance, Muhammad of Khwarizm, sometime in Turkey, uses ethnomathematics in solving algebraic equations or political parties. He said that if you are in political party A, maybe the right, and you want to go to the left, you will be in trouble. Because that political party has their own, what they call political manifesto, political foundations, there are other things. So if you want to move from your political party to another political party, what happens? You become inferior. So you call it cross carpet. That's why algebra means oja, to cross over. If you cross over, then you become inferior because you don't know what they are doing. You are just a newcomer. I think there was a time in Nigeria they said if you cross over, you stay for 4 years or 5 years before you take any position. That's because you are inferior. So in that way, if positive crosses the equality sign, it becomes negative. That was what Muhammad al-Khwarizmi said. That if you are right wing political party and you want to go to the left, my friend, you miss it. Maybe you are going for a personal aggrandizement. Therefore, they keep you somewhere. So when plus crosses the equality sign, it becomes minus. When positive crosses, it becomes negative. But if you are in your own party and people don't recognize you, the other group love you and say you can win laurels for them. You are a strong man, a big masquerade who can win. They love you. In that sense, the negative crosses the equality sign, it becomes positive. Yes, because they love you. And I'm sure you remember that time in Nigeria. Somebody in a big party felt he was not recognized. Another group in another party, a smaller party, asked him, my friend, can you come here and become our presidential candidate? He did. So as a negative from the other side, you went the other side and become positive. So let me cite a few things. The logic of key relations, the Austria use it as their ethnomathematics, mathematical activities. In Japan, they use symmetric and pattern ratio of patterns as their own ethnomathematics, dear to their own culture. Americans use puzzles and games to teach their children their own puzzles. And they borrowed it from British culture. You play card. Playing card is not part of Igbo land. We don't play card. We play each other. We play our card. So if you want to get any answer from probability as in mathematics, then you play nature. You play attack. That's what we do here. But we have become, I don't know, Americanized. And we can now throw car. Including the Yahoo boy who say, where the car is, car can use your money. It's not the origin, it's not our own culture. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for listening to this. Let's continue and see what we are saying.
Please, can you keep your clapping to the end of this? Can you keep... You are giving exactly the process of what I want. Don't clap until the end of the lecture. That is the culture of the inaugural lecture. Just don't clap until you get to the end. Then you can clap till daybreak, please.
Thank you. We have Vice Chancellor, please, so that we can get this lecture. You see, analyzing mathematics as the language of nature, your position is to follow the relevance of mathematical models in doing multiple work in the modern times. Real mathematics teachers, especially in post-primary school, they use ways, they prepare materials, what we call teaching materials, using their own culture. They don't often go and buy foreign materials. They prepare it and they show the children how to prepare those materials. You want to teach latitude and longitude, you use things from palm tree and prepare spheres. Prepare spheres. Or you prepare a leaf sack. It's just like some people use things like a globe. Good teachers prepare their own globe using palm tree materials. And children love it more. That's what we are saying. If you use those things children know from their own home, they love mathematics. You make mathematics simpler. But when you just come to the class and begin to solve the equation, use foreign things they don't know. You have God pray, you don't listen, you don't want to seek the scars. There are angles you will use in medicine. Z angle. You have an angle, a shape like a Z. You know that if you place the thread you want to stitch across the Z, there will be no these bumps after stitching. That is mathematics. That is every mathematics for medical doctors. They call it Z section, Z reversion. You have for plastic surgery also, they use it too much. So that when they perform plastic surgery, nobody knows that somebody has undergone surgery. It becomes smooth on the body. That is the culture. That is the culture. You can see it's so many. I will not go to them. Later, if you have the material, you will read it and you will see what those things are saying. All the scars, all tissues, and the skin tissue is carefully and skillfully rejoined when you use the doctor's ETHNOMATHEMATICS. They are there. You have so many of them. Reverse pattern. You have insertion pattern. You have W plastic revision. You have Z science direct revision. You have scar revision of special order when somebody has a cracked bone or so. There is an angle in place what you are assuming so that there will be no sign that somebody had injury a priori. Another interesting part of ETHNOMATHEMATICS we want to talk about is harmony of spheres. Harmony of spheres. It's a theory by Pythagoras, the father of mathematics. Harmony of spheres. He said that a person does not just die. He or she dies little by little, day by day, by little uncaring ways. just die. They die because of uncaring ways, little by little. You can see somebody walking, don't know it's a walking corpse. What do we mean here? You see, a man or woman will be feeding the child with gutter water, and the child will be growing big, healthy. But when I drink gutter water now and see what will happen to you, you will just die because you have distorted the harmony of sex. You are used to good water, so you can't drink gutter water. But that son of the man or woman, before he takes a clean water, he takes some time, begins to learn how to feed before it becomes compatible with the body. You are eating apple, you were born eating apple and garlic and the yam and the yam. Like my spiritual director here, very reverend Dr. Okwezote from Abakaliki Diocese is here. So if you are eating apple and garlic and asrasu properly and abacha, all of a sudden you turn to eating indomie, you become sick. Why? Because you have distorted the defense. The environment has been distorted. So you fall sick. If you have been having some money in your pocket every now and then, any day you don't find money in your pocket, you become sick. Think about it. So what mathematics is saying that you remain consistent. If you are having money, just reserve some and put it in your pocket. So that when you touch it, you see money. If you don't see money, you will be afraid. You don't believe ground because the money is no more there. That is the harmony of sex by Pythagoras. Then another one we are going to talk about is the equation, the almighty equation, which is the, we will call it algebra. What's known about it? Let's think about it. Y equals A plus BX plus C. I know if you hear something, you would like to run away, say, what is this thing? But this is very easy now. Yes. If you call a father in a home, if you call him X, every father in his home is X. The son is Y. Now there is a relationship, what you call association or function between the father and the son. The father is an independent variable. He's independent. The son is dependent. Whatever happens to the son, to the father, will affect the son. If you want to know whether the father has money, go and go to the son. You see the son is spending money. We have seen it here at the university. I have an incident, a beautiful research with a student whose father was a local government accountant. The boy came here with a lot of money. Every week the father gives him money. He has too much money. He doesn't know what to do with the money. So he started hiring Sullivan taxi, going to ShopRite with friends. He goes into 111. You know what 111 is? Beautiful food in the morning, another good one in the afternoon, another one in the night. He continued doing this. The father retired. When the father retired, he stopped from 111 to 011. He will not eat in the morning. At the point I asked him, boy, what is going on? He said, sir, my father retired. I don't have money again. So I dodge the morning meal. I only take the afternoon at night. I said, you see? So you have not said anything. He said, I thought the thing will continue. Nothing continues. The man was saying he's living on 011 and the father finally has nothing. He went to 001. No more Sullivan taxi. No more hiring anything. No more going to ShopRite. You see, what is happening at X is reflected in Y. That is it. The A there, you see A is what we call communicare, the common index. What brought the father and the son together? Then B is the rate of change of the father that will affect the son. So whatever happens to the father will directly affect the son. That is B. You can call it delta Y, delta X. The change of Y as X changes. That is it. That's what it means. Then what is C? C is the error in relationship. Error in relationship. No relationship can stand without error. Somebody must offend the other. And that's why, you know, the priests, when they are wedding people, they say, my friend, you people are not married, you are not perfect, you are not married, you are not angels, you are not from heaven. You must offend the other person at one time or the other. But then, when you offend your spouse, forgive and forget. Take it and hand it to Jesus. Don't bring the third party. You see, what mathematics says is that you equate it to 0, make Z 0. And if you make Z 0, the relationship will continue. But if you don't make Z 0, if you don't forgive and forget, the relationship will die. So C is called epsilon, or the error of the relationship. You can see, if you tell a child solving the equation that this is the association with the equation, this is what it means. Anybody can solve the equation. He puts it there and solves it. So that is what we are saying. Reduce the thing to children the way they will understand. And they follow. They will not be running away from mathematics. And so, if you go down, you will see the graph of the equation, how it is interpreted. So, measures of relationship is called association, measures of association. And it's an equation, or it's a part of algebra. This B, now you can see, is solving what we call integration and differentiation. I was asked by the HOD of economics department to teach second year economics statistics, and we met these measures of association. They started complaining of differentiation that we do and integration, what it means. I do this thing. The leader of that class that took me very seriously got first class at the end because he understands it. And every other thing concerning differentiation or integration, he now knows what it is and follows it well. So that is the mathematics of the people's culture. Then let us look at operational dictum. I call them here always provide empirical evidence. We are using the diagram of De Moivre, Carl De Moivre, like I said, 1754, that changed the equation. He changed this scientific inquiry using empirical research. Abraham Carl De Moivre is a French mathematician. He discovered this curve and said this is a curve that explains nature. The curve explains nature. It has properties. One is symmetric. The other one is asymptotic. The other one is probability. The probability of the two sides, which is 1. And the other one is that it has bell shape. Now, I want you to know that if you raise your 2 hands, yes, if the hands are not matched, then you have asymmetrical problem. It means that your body is not properly shaped by God. You look for medical explanation to that. So you raise your hand and cross it and clap it. If they carry themselves, then you are properly made. Yes. Then you can stretch your 2 hands. Your 2 hands straight, if you measure it, it will be equal to from here to your feet. That is nature. God made it that way. You can try it at home. That from here to here is equal to when you stretch your 2 hands. They are equal. So that is what we are saying. This shape that calls for empirical evidence has done man a very good thing, especially in our university. Here, if you commit an offense, it's not by hearsay, it's not by shua, not knowledge. I love our BC for that. He will make sure that what he has is inquired upon. A research is carried about. If he discovers, like in hypothesis, if he discovers that what you did is wrong, then he cancel it. If what they said about you is wrong, he will reject it and allow you to go. But after his investigation, he discovered that really what they said is correct. Then he will ask you, my friend, this is Candid University by Candid Crisis. Find your way because this place is not for you. I'm posting so that is it. That is it. He says that from 1754, the more said that is what he comes to do with this Prof, we call it normal distribution Prof, was to expel gossip. He expelled gossip. He expelled random music. He expelled the trial and error. So whatever you want to believe on must be concrete. You must have concrete evidence. You must have empirical evidence that this thing is correct before you accept it. But today, some people are still believing in gossips and taking their decisions on gossip. That is wrong. Gossip ended in 1754. So anybody in the 21st century that is still gossiping is in trouble. That is the time. That's the time. So I agree with you. I don't know. Don't say that somebody said, that another person said, that you did this or that. Forget it. It ended in 1754. Believe only what you see and what you are sure about before you treat your fellow human being. So that is it. That is it. Then for teachers of mathematics, I implore them to go into the instructional framework here. Instructional framework. You have instructional models. You have instructional strategies, you have instructional methods, and you have instructional skills. You go there and look at it. See the methods you apply when you teach the children. A method you apply may destroy everything you have done. Make somebody hate mathematics. Whereas mathematics is a language of nature. People were born with mathematics in their palms. You can look at your palm and see something is drawn there. Yeah? A graph, a beautiful graph drawn by God. Somebody told me that he knows what was drawn. And I asked him what was it. That person is a priest. He told me he quoted he quoted to somebody I know, he said. And he said, what God said is, bonum facendum, et prosequendum, et manum vivandum. Now, when God is creating man, he said, pursue good, face good, and avoid evil. If you do it, you will be old. You will live old. You have no problem. But if you violate it, you are going to die. He said, but is that right? He said, yes, that is what God is drawing here. So you can see it's a graph. So my dear people, you can see them, they are going, you see what I said there, and you can go there and be happy with the methods. There are a lot of methods you can apply, both traditional methods, both technological methods, especially computer-aided instructions. You can see many of them. Ozofor made a beautiful research on computer-assisted instruction and methods, and I also worked on computer-aided instructions in teaching mathematics sometime in 2001. So let us look at this. Many educationists, it is the belief of many educationists that the unprecedented poor performance of students in senior secondary school exams, like in WAEC or in NECO, in subjects like mathematics or sciences, was as a result of inability of the teachers to use necessary instructional methods that could engender more understanding in the consciousness of the students. So my supervisor, Professor Robert Peters, my sister here, my auntie here, Agwaga, they all worked on it, and many of them, Professor Sinclair from America worked on that, Professor Uche, they worked on it. They discovered that you must reduce what you are teaching the students to what they will understand before you ask them to go and take the exam. Otherwise, the exam will be very poor. So the response to the problem of poor performance in secondary school mathematics and associated sciences recommended the use of effective teaching, which is in tune with the ethno-science and technological dispensation as the only remedy to students' poor performance in science, mathematics, and even in English language for senior secondary. Now let's go to the concept of zero. Good. I'm sure in your primary school, you know what is called arithmetic. Arithmetic, you know what it is. Then, we were taught when you want to learn timetable, you say 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 4, 2 times. People don't do it now again. In the modern day, in the modern science. Allow the children to get their own pattern of multiplying the numbers. They can use the strokes, they can use sticks and get that like that your family. So you don't have to make them teach them rote memorization. So that if you forget a line, you will miss. Once you forget 2 times 1, 2 times 3, they say, what is 2 times 3? That one is gone. So allow them to form this structure in their subconscious so that they can do it, not 2 times. So here I have natural numbers. You know what natural numbers are? Limits of counting. They are all counting. We have so many arithmetic or numeracy of so many cultures here. Systems of numeration, or systems of numeracy. Development of number concepts. The development of number concepts started with Diophantus and the Chiang Ching-kong in India. They use numbers to represent realities. Let's take Chiang Ching-kong. The father was a herdsman. The man was getting old, so he handed over to the daughter. Every morning, bring out the hares and let them go and feed. In the evening, bring them back. At a point, when she's looking at it spatially, she discovered that the number of cattle, sheep, and goats are no more the same as she used to. She said, there is a problem. She called her servants, and they said, no, none of them is missing. It's just a part. She said, I must try it. She went and brought big stones and packed very close to the barn of those animals. If anyone is going out, she will drop a stone this way. If it's a bull, a big cow, she will bring a big stone and drop. Until she did it, and they left for pasture. In the evening, she came back. Anyone that enters, she will bring the stone of the size, spatial size, and keep it. At a point, she discovered 2 of them were missing. And she said, come, these 2 stones did not come back. They said, these 2 stones did not come back. Where are they? They said, no, they are not missing. She said, it's not true. Go and find it. They started searching. Behold, they discovered the 2. So she started using what we call now numbers. So that was the birth of Chinese and Asian numeration. So now you can see, number system is to represent realities. You can see it. Many of them are here. So many of them, Babylonian, number systems, serving numeracy, and serving numerals, positional systems of numeracy by Babylons, the Roman numeracy, positional numbers in India, positional numbers of positional numeracy of India, they are all here. Then axioms of real number. I want to talk briefly about these axioms. Some of the teachers of mathematics teach these children without teaching them first the axioms, the rules, the principles guiding the operations of the numbers. There are rules. You don't just teach them anything without the rules. Help them to know these axioms. We have what we call mathematical practice, not group, practical mathematics here at the university. If you enter here, we give it to you to solve. If we discover that you don't know these axioms, we start from the axioms and teach you. We call it mathematical laboratory technique. It's there. Now, I ask the children to solve 10 plus 10 divided by 10 times 10 minus 10. You know, some of them started with 10 plus 10, 20, divided by 10. 20 divided by 10, 2. But that is wrong. I reminded them of what they learned in primary school called both mass. Bracket, fold by off, fold by division, followed by multiplication, followed by addition, and the last is subtraction. If the child knows it, he will not make mistakes. He will not go into 10 plus 10 divided by 10. No. You should first begin by dividing and multiply before adding and subtracting. So you have so many axioms, closure axioms, commutative axioms, associative axioms, we have talked about it here, identity axioms, inverse elements of axioms, multiplicative property of 0. That one I told you, if you multiply anything with 0 or by 0, you will get 0. If you divide anything by 0, you have undefined, which is also 0. Axioms of comparison. If A is equal to B, then A cannot be less than B, and A cannot be greater than B. Simple. That is an axiom. So you have quantitative axiom and you have a reflective axiom that A is A. A cannot become B. A must be A. B must be B. Like you, in ETHNOMATHEMATICS, you cannot compare yourself with anybody. If you do, something is wrong with your brain. You adjust yourself. The only person is 6.4 billion people on earth. You don't have any person that is with you. If you don't test yourself, maybe you go and for the DNA, you have yourself. So you are just alone, different from no other person. So don't worry about what this person is doing and what that person is doing. Be yourself. Be contented with yourself. That is how the good God made it. So don't worry. So don't just say, I want to be like this one. You want to be like the vice chancellor. You want to be like the pro chancellor. How can you? You cannot. Because the good God made them with their qualities. And they do that way. So face their own. You see? Then the concept, we are still on the concept of 0. In Igbo land, you have the general Igbo counting numbers. Otu, Abua, Ato, Ano, Ise, Izi, Asa, Esato, or Asato. Yes. Ito, Iri, Nari is 100. Pugu is 1,000. Nde is 1 million. Ijeri is 1 billion. Then you have Abutaka Abaya. That one is called infinity. Then, in Ibu and Abuja area, then they have now Ibo, Ito, Ino, Ise, Ishi, Isa, Boba. In the traditional society, 7 is the largest Igbo number. That's why I tell you that for somebody to have done everything, he moved Adunasa, Ubunasa, Nunasa, they all stop at the Sa. That's the highest. Before the Igbo, Igbo photograph came, we were trying to change our traditional numeracy to the English one so that we can follow. It's not bad. But just know that our own stops at 7. Then if you are told that we are giving something, you carry the 7 and put in your pocket, then you will say that you are greedy. Oye is a greedy person. Why should you take the sa and put it in your pocket? So that's no more there. Then you have Osuka and Okanu, their number system. They have Ibu, Ebo, Eko, Ano, Imo, Ise, Ishi, Esa, Esato, Tenan, Ili, Nai, Adishi. For them, Adishi means 1,000. They have Tokorito, 1 million. Yarame, 1 billion. And then you have Agudorita. Agudorita is infinity. That is the Suka area. A good observation here is that people do not regard 0 as a positive number. 0 is not worthy to be mentioned except for worthless things. When a child is become worthless in the family, very troublesome, have no value. Then the father, if he's an orthodox man, will use his also staff and he draw something like a circle. He will go market. That means you are gone. You are forgotten. So if anybody says you're forgotten, you will know, oh, no matter. No matter what age, you are not. The devil has you know, wrapped you with a type of knots. You will know matter. So 0 here means ncha, cha, efu, nkete, kotoforoto, maka. You have a maka. You will call it maka. What does call it maka? Then the common will call it shaka. Shaka means there is nothing in you. Shaka. You can say shakishi, meaning, in short, you are unredeemable. Then we also say, Ihoro. What Ihoro? One who cannot contribute anything. Even as a bad person is better than Ihoro. Because the bad one, when problem comes, the bad will stand and defend the people. If it's hard, it's okay. But Ihoro does nothing. He doesn't do any good, he will not do any bad. He is just there. That is Ihoro. Ladies and gentlemen, 0 is a unique element in the real number field. It is between positive and negative numbers. It is unique as it is terrible. It seems to command the low value in itself. If you multiply it, like we said, with any number, the number comes to 0. It doesn't matter how big the number is. Once you multiply it to 0, it is 0. And I said, make sure a 0 person is not your friend. Because if you have a friend as a 0 person, you will talk to 0. If you have a family as a 0 people, you will talk also to 0. Because 0 is very powerful. It can draw people's spirit. Once you follow it, you are gone. Many cultures like Arabic, Babylonian, Roman, Slavic, English have 0 in their numerals and how to represent it. But in Igbo culture, this number seems to be absent. In Igbo traditional agriculture, there's no room for the number called 0. My parents gave credence to the fact that a real Igbo person will not ever think about 0, both in his or her philosophy or day-to-day activity. The Igbos think of 0 when somebody or something becomes irredeemably bad. When a child becomes terribly hopeless, worthless, or is described as being a 0 person, Madu Maka, Madu Flake, Madu Shakishi. When you say Shakebe, you are saying the 0 must come from you. You, Madu Kete, and so on. In such person, okay, if such person becomes a friend, then friendship is already true. If he or she is a child of the family, then the family is childless. Because he or she can't be trusted or anything. You give him something to keep, he will steal it. And it has no value to add. Oh, the matter. 0 person. Is a living dead and forgotten individual. Ladies and gentlemen, let's conclude today. In concluding this lecture, owing to the dynamism of the human person, people should be taught mathematics using instructional framework known to their cultures. Instructional materials are ethno-based if you want the child to learn. May the good God not give you a 0 person as a friend or a child or a father. Thank you so very much. And to God.
Thank you so very much. I won't be scared of mathematics anymore. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually coming to the end of this occasion. I invite the chairman, Inaugural Lecture Committee, to give the vote of thanks and closing remarks. Professor Sejus, please. Thank you.
Thank you. The Vice Chancellor of Ozofor University and the Chairman of today's ceremony, the Pro Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council, other members of the management here present. May I please stand on the properly established protocol. I want to thank God Almighty for what has happened today. He gave us the grace, He gave us the patience,
he gave us the understanding to follow the lecture. Listening to Professor Ozofor, there are many takeaways from his lecture. Of course, even if you didn't get anything, you should go home with a concept that you shouldn't have a zero friend. A zero friend is somebody who will not contribute anything to your well-being, to your advancement. If you didn't get anything, you should also remember that gossiping ended in 1754. If you didn't get anything, I now remember that one man from my place is one old man from my place. When Ozofor was talking about system of numbers, I remember what the man was doing. The way he used to count his money, he called it Iboniboba. Iboniboba. And when Ozofor was introducing this lecture, he said everything is in pairs. That was exactly the man's concept. He will get his notes and arrange them in pairs. Arrange all his money in pairs. He counts in pairs. Ibonibo, Ibonibo, Ibonibo. If you go to where he kept his money and remove 2 pairs, he will not look. When they come to count, Iboniboba, 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 all of them by pairs, his money is complete. If you remove only one, you will discover that somebody. So when Ozofor was talking about number system, I looked at all the projections, and in my mind I said, maybe I will talk to Ozofor to add the Iboniboba system. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the Vice Chancellor of Ozofor University for making this event a reality. I want to thank the Pro-Chancellor for all his support. His presence is in fact a grace to this ceremony. I want to thank all the members of the management for giving them the support required to push Ozofor University forward. I cannot miss thanking the MC who has anchored this ceremony. In a very special way, I recognize and thank the chairman, Enugu Traditional Rulers Council, in the person of LOC IGBO, and also the chairman of the South East Traditional Rulers Council. He came here quite on time and he seated, waited patiently and participated. When Ozofor was delivering his lecture, I saw him nodding in appreciation. Thank you for coming. I want to thank our visiting friends, the friends of the VC and friends of the university by extension, who have traveled distances to be here with us today. We appreciate your presence. Professors from other universities here present, who came to share the moment with us, we appreciate your presence. Thank you for coming. In a very special way, I want to thank Ozofor's family for being with us, for sharing the moment with us. Thank you for your presence and thank you for the gift of Professor Ozofor. I want to thank the Reverend Fathers and Reverend Sisters who have found time to be with us today. Thank you for coming and may God bless you. Those from the fourth estate of the realm, I appreciate you in a very special way. Thank you for covering the event. We hope that it will be properly aired To my dear colleagues in the Inaugural Lectures Committee, I appreciate your efforts. Your hours of meeting made this lecture what we have seen today. So thank you for your efforts and contribution. Abundant professors, I learned you are here in your full regalia. Thank you for coming and supporting one of you. Professor Ozofor is a member of Abundant Professors Association. No wonder they are here to share him up. He has done well. Thank you for coming. Our dear students from NASES, thank you for coming in your great numbers and appearing in your beautiful uniform. Thank you for cheering your own professor to this level. Thank you for coming. Our other visitors, thank you for sharing the moment with us. It is a glorious moment. The last but not the least, I want to thank the chairwoman, Senate Ceremonies Committee, Dr. Blessing, and my dear wife, and the members of her committee for articulating, for working to ensure that this ceremony today is a huge success. They have put in a lot of energy to ensure the planning went on smoothly. Thank you for a good job, well done. Well, before I hand over the mic, I will take 1 second to thank myself for thanking everybody. Thank you. God bless everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Sejusude, for thanking yourself and thanking everybody else. Let me quickly say that there will be a group photograph here in the auditorium as soon as we're finished. Then the students you are to have been informed that you're to sit until the staff and guests exit so that it can be attended to. Then, may I respectfully invite Reverend Father Professor Nicholas Omenka to please lead us in closing prayer.
Please, may we stand. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Lord our Father, it is because of your help, your blessing, that we are happy. We have ended this function on a very positive note. Thank you, Father. Thank you for all your blessings to all of us as individuals and as a body. We call on you to continue to come to our aid, to sharpen our focus, our academic focus, and everything that we have set before us in this university. Thank our principal officers and those that work with them. We thank you for our professors, the staff, and students of Gospel University. We are happy that so far this institution has lived up to expectation because of you. Give us the strength to continue to persevere in all we do. For your glory and for the advancement of all of us, we ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
final blessing. The group photograph will be taken in front. Those here, please move down for the group photograph. And Prof has food for everybody. So the special invited guests who move to the constituency which here, you'll be taking care of. Or downstairs, so they don't get to the auditorium. So let them move downstairs. They can't just have food here because of the auditorium downstairs. Please, that's what we're taking care of. Invited guests in the hall. The Lord be with you. Almighty God bless and protect all of us, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, and God bless you.
The national anthem, please. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. And we'll just take down for the group photograph. Thereafter, there's some refreshments in the hall, and then for the students down in the space downstairs.